Okay, so I've decided that for the ascent vehicle, I'm going to do more or less the same thing I did with the Eve plane. So I'm going to launch it to orbit, single stage. I'm going to dock a refueler to refuel this whole thing, and then I'm going to dock a giant transfer stage beneath it. The transfer stage will take it most of the way to Eve. Then the fuel in this thing will help it brake and land without a heat shield. And then I could just launch a refueler to refuel the refueler. We're gonna have enough Delta V, right? Like, I did this once, and we did have enough Delta V. And just barely. I mean, granted, we have fuel in the other stage. I just didn't want to deal with the other stage. So if we can get around to, like, the apoapsis and try and circularize the apoapsis, that'd be great. We may not have enough fuel for that, though. Pretty much circularized. Refueler with a bigger docking port, and plan on how to do that sort of thing. I just realized I accidentally reverted instead of like going to the going to the Space Center. So now that I have loaded the save, I fortunately saved right before that. Now I'll launch the refueler. I'm gonna skip the refueler launch because it's boring and you've seen it before. Okay, I launched the next refueler, and I'm gonna try to dock to the ascent vehicle now. And there we are docked. So I can transfer all the fuel into these tanks, and that's going to take 5 minutes. Alrighty. So then my plan is I'm going to launch an identical one of these and just leave it attached to use as an interplanetary tug, although I'll probably beef up the engines because sending something this heavy to Eve with these 4 small engines is just a bit much. Oh, hey, this has 3 kilometers per second of Delta V. I could use this for something. I could attach a scanning satellite to the top, maybe? Okay, I know I'm doing a lot of stuff off camera today, but I got the stage here. So now we can fire this. This will get us, what's the Delta V here? I should turn off these engines. Okay, it looks like we have enough Delta V to get to Eve, and maybe even into low Eve orbit on this stage. So we should not need to refuel this at Eve, which is absolutely perfect news. So now the last thing we need to do is maybe launch an ore scanning satellite, which isn't necessary, but I might do it anyway. And then we can send all this to Eve, set it up, and then the next transfer window we send the crew. Okay, so after much deliberation, I didn't really want to do this because it's more work, and I'm a bit sick of launching. I'm a bit sick of this at the moment. This is a scanning satellite for Eve. You can't really see it very well in the fairing there, but you can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. You'll see better later. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dock it to one of the partially empty refuelers we have up there, and I'm going to use that as the transfer stage to get this to Eve. Yeah, we might not catch up to this thing. I did launch pretty late. We're going to have to enter a lower orbit. We might be able to catch up on this orbit, but it might take multiple orbits. Yep, there we are. Caught up on this orbit. 7 kilometers, not bad. I'll refine that. And we can ditch the fairing so you can actually see what this thing looks like. Now, it was pretty compact except for this thing sticking off the side. I could have done we're still in the atmosphere, so our solar panels are going to melt. That's fantastic. Yep, there we are. Goodbye, solar panels. Or just one, okay. I think we're just going to lose the one. Anyway, it's pretty compact except for this thing, which there's not really good space to put it. It's way too huge in my opinion, but whatever. And I don't have RCS, but it still should be fairly straightforward because of the massive size of the docking port. Hello? I would really appreciate if this docking system engaged. Do I really have to do the back away 50 meters and try again thing? Thank you. That was way more difficult than it should have been. So I believe everything that needs to go to Eve in this transfer window is currently in orbit. And we are quite a ways away from the next Eve window. So I can add Eve windows for all of these since the maneuver planner seems to be working at the moment. Eve ScanSat. Do I have one for the Eve crew transfer? Oh yes, I do. Do I have one for the Eve ground base? Yes, I do. Do I have one for the Eve ISRU rover? I do not. Okay, it worked for one of them. But the Eve crew transport rover is not doing it. I can do that one manually. Ezrep 2, does that have one? And that gives us an Eve encounter. Fantastic. Yeah, I think we have alarms for everything, so we should be good. So now we have nothing to do for a year until we get to Eve. Or until we go to Eve, then later on we get to Eve. So yeah, I think that will sum up episode 6. We designed a lift mechanism for the plane so it's easier to get in and out of the rocket plane. And then we got everything to orbit, planned all their maneuvers, and in just over a year, we'll send everything into Eve. And but I believe that will be in episode 7. So thank you all for watching. Ultimate Steve out. Hello everyone, Ultimate Steve here. When I said it would be a year until I could leave for Eve, I promise I did not mean that literally, but it appears to have come out literally. Well, yeah, if you saw one of my earlier videos, you know my graphics card died, but it's fixed now, the computer's up and running again, and I can finally get back to doing this. I kind of forgot how to fly everything. I forgot what all the action groups are attached to, so it's going to be very touch and go. Fortunately, we have quick loads on our side. But yeah, it's summer, it's great. I'm ready to do stuff. I gotta get a job. It's nice just being out of school again. Not having to worry about the next due date or anything. It's so nice. You can tell how long it is because of how long my hair is now. I was originally just growing it out of laziness, but then I kind of realized I actually kind of like long hair and like having great mustaches, really big beard, I don't know, just hair. Saves money on haircuts too. Eve ISRU rover is the first thing that we'll be doing the departure burn to Eve. And oh right, I kind of remember the weird launch mix-up we had on this. Anyway, wait, did the maneuver not maneuver? Okay, it's giving me a node in 8 days, so never mind. I guess I'm doing something else first. The Eve Crew Transport Rover is up next. And this one does have a maneuver node, yay! And off we go. I don't have RCS to turn around on this. Since I have so much Delta V on this, do I even bother saving the... Yeah, I'll just do this. And that should be good enough, and then I'll do a correction burn, say, here-ish. Goodbye, Kerbin. Whee. This isn't the right vessel. Okay, well the node is in like it's 50 seconds though, so I guess I'm going. Oh no, wait, no, this is the right vessel. This is Eve ground base. And I started way too late. Because the alarm doesn't account for the burn times. That's fine. Forgot how goofy this thing looked. It's been so long. This is gonna be like a whole big journey of me rediscovering what all this stuff does and how to use everything. It's like I'm playing someone else's Civ. And that's as close as we're gonna get on this pass. So we'll do a correction burn. And now it's the Eve ScanSat's turn, and we're going the wrong direction. Control from here, turn around. These are, okay, they aren't working. So we're gonna be a bit late to the burn, but it shouldn't matter. There we are. Wait, no, this is the ScanSat. It needs to go into a polar orbit. I almost messed up there. That's close enough. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the spooky secret spaceship. Spooky secret spaceship. Which does not have a probe core on it advanced enough to do maneuver SIS. Isn't that fun? Oh, that reminds me, back in the day when we didn't have this fancy thing on the left-hand side of the nav, all we had to like actually point everywhere manually. I remember those days. Maximum power. Except for some reason the game audio never comes through on these recordings, so it's probably really quiet for you. Also, just by the way, the new graphics card doesn't have a second HDMI port, so I have no double monitor right now.
so I can't actually see if I'm below the camera like I usually am half the time. So hopefully this comes out alright. It's been a while, I'm sorry. Wait, I didn't have alarms for these other two? Okay. I must be doing something wrong. Oh, okay. I forgot how the alarm system worked. So things aren't exactly going to go well from here on out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, right? It's gonna be completely and totally, utterly okay. I time warp past the node. That's too much power. Oh, right. Okay, I have a stage here. I get to look at these things and say, oh, bye-bye. Oh, okay, okay, I don't think anything important exploded. What happened? I appear to have had a Kraken attack. Alright, let's load a quick save and try again, I guess, even though it's been a while since the last one. And I'll have to do all those transfer burns all over again. Actually, no, hold on. I think I did quick save at the right time. Okay, what about the SREP? Has the SREP been crackened? Okay, the SREP is fine. I'll check on the ascent vehicle later. Oh, 4 days ago I was supposed to do this? Well, that's not gonna do. I'll just try and do it now and see what happens. Does the thing not have any reaction wheels? It doesn't. Alright, let's set fuel priority to like ridiculously high on this. Shut down all these engines. And off we go to Eve. Hopefully. Okay, it's empty. We can now ditch that. Get out of the way and hopefully finish our transfer and still be mostly on track. Bye! Yep, there we are. Perfect even count. Well, it's far from perfect, but we'll fix that. Alright, and then that just leaves the Eve Ascent vehicle, which was minorly crackened the last time we saw it. So please, fingers crossed, I don't want to have to launch this again. This is the most important thing. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm crossing them all, and then I'm crossing them more. So, please. Hey, it worked! Finger crossing works. Never tell. Yeah, magic is real. Alright. The things I do. Anyway. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. First of all, shut this engine down. Control from here. And point. And oh, and it's giving me longer birth time now. Ah! Okay, so I'm already too late. Quick, use the engines to turn. These 5-meter fuel tanks are just absolute ginormous. I remember back when the 2.5 meter parts were the biggest parts in the game. Like, Rocket Max Jumbo 64 meant something. And now we've got, the biggest fuel tank in the game has a boring name. Oh, is that gonna break? Please don't break. I'm gonna get my auto struts on. Alright, that's better. It looks to be a bit wonky because of the auto struts, but yeah, that's fine. It'll work. Nope, no it won't. Okay. It'll work now. And the crossfeed is disabled, correct? Okay, yeah, the crossfeed is disabled. So this should have enough fuel to get us pretty far to Eve. Oops, there was my encounter and I missed it. Unless I get to go a bit further. Let's try. No. No. We missed our encounter. Alright. Turn around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit. I don't remember the words. There's our encounter. And then since I didn't do the nodes for these, I'll have to go to the tracking station and see which one has the nodes up next first. Beepity boop boop boop. Beepity boop boop boop. Oh, no, that's too far, that's too far, that's too far, that's too far. So we should just be able to do the node here, and it'll still work. Almost. Yeah, these interplanetary correction burns do not have to be done at the correct time at all. Like, I just did one a day late. A few seconds late is not gonna mess with me on this one. Did I seriously not include an antenna on this? No. No, I forgot an antenna, so I'm gonna have to do this burn by, like, doing Z and X. I don't have throttle control. Okay. It's a fairly big burn, though, so I should be able to do this with a reasonable degree of accuracy. That's inside the atmosphere. That's gonna be a polar orbit, but we need to hit the high latitude long. It'll work. It'll work, all right. And if it doesn't, well, I hope it works. Let's just say that. Now the ScanSat should have a communications communications disk. I mean, I guess that's not actually inaccurate. I mean, it is vaguely disc shaped. What else have we not done yet? We got ascent vehicle, ScanSat, rover, ground base, the secret, and the crew transport rover. I think it's the secret's the last one. Hi, Jesse. Ah, oh, you're such a good boy. Smile for the camera, Jesse. Nope, you don't want to smile for the camera. All right, that's fine. Good boy. All right, yeah, I think it's the Eve ground base is the last one. I might have done the secret one already. I used to know how to do these. I don't anymore. So the ground base has a good periapsis. Does not have a good periapsis. The ascent vehicle is the one I did not do. And I was supposed to do it 51 days ago. And I think everything's good. If not, oh well. I do not remember how to play guitar. For some reason, the secret thing is going around the wrong way. Oh, it's fine. It'll work, I think. I hope. Maybe. Okay, first of all, these comm lines, get out of my way. They look cool, but, like, they're in the way. We're getting to Eve. Ah, that's a beautiful sight. Oh, I'm too late. I waited too long, and this is a nuclear stage. It's gonna take forever to break into orbit. Ah. Okay. It'll work. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Oh, hey, we're already in orbit. It's just not a great orbit. And I'll catch the periapsis on the next pass. If the secret does not get there before me, which it may. It's going to be close. Okay, I'm going to get there before the secret does, so we can do this burn, and then we can do the other burn. And that's a good low orbit. Alright, now let's get the secret into orbit. I said I don't remember how to play guitar. Ooh, what could it be? I wonder. And there goes that stage, which should get us most of the way down. Yep. And if you remember from like months ago when I posted the other episodes, the big idea behind having this much excess fuel is that dealing with heat shielding on Eve is really, really, really difficult. So for the vast majority of these craft, I'm just bringing a whole extra fuel and slowing down to slow enough where I won't need a heat shield. Hopefully, that's the idea. I'm not sure if it'll work. Part of the suspense is that I have not tested any of these craft on Eve, to the best of my memory. Alright, that stage is out, and that stage with the exact same size engine. Oh man, that looks comical, just how big the engine is in comparison to the stage. So much thrust. I'm guessing I was too lazy to bother with like an engine fairing. When I made that. That's an atmosphere crossing orbit. So let's go prograde a bit just to get that out of the atmosphere. There we are. Nice, that's in orbit. Now the next thing that we need to put into orbit, and then after the ground base, is the ISRU rover. Now this thing, I may not have enough fuel to like do the no heat shield thing with, which is worrying because this thing appears to, that it will benefit from having a heat shield. Oh, I have fuel there. Oh no, the crossfeed's already enabled, so it won't matter. Now let's do a second pass to get that down even further. Because right now we got about 1200 meters per second, so we're still going to be entering at like 2.8, which is not great. That is quite the opposite of great. That is going to be a very fast entry velocity. That I have no idea if this thing can withstand. Because I never tested it that fast. I'm not even sure if I tested it at all. And we'll need to do another pass. I love how we just have that slow nuclear stage, and then we have another one of these massive engines. Where we could really have used the efficiency of something else right about now. Because we only have... Oh, I went too far. Turn around. Ah. And I wasted even more fuel like that. We have 359 meters per second to slow down with. That's not going to be great. I wonder if there's any way I can refuel this here. Because we'll see. We'll see. I'm saying that a lot. We'll see. Alright, ISRU rover time.
Oh, you're such a good kitty. You're such a good kitty, Jesser's good boy.
Now this one, there's no shortage of fuel on this one. This one will be A-okay. And orbit. Good orbit too. Really circular actually for how high thrust this was. And there we are, we got the ascent vehicle coming in.
You gonna come here, Jesse? You gonna see the Eve ascent vehicle insert into orbit? Oh yeah, Jesse. Come here. Come here. It's Jesse. It's the kitty. He's so cute. You see him? He's so cute. He's so cute. He's so cute. Yeah, aren't you cute? It's me, I'm good boy.
And the Eve ascent vehicle is descending to Eve. Not all the way yet, just getting into orbit for now.
Look at it. He's my co-pilot. He's the best co-pilot.
My arm is trapped now. It's not going to move until the end of time. That does not look safe. In university, I just this semester I learned about like cycles to failure and like stress amplitudes and whatnot. So like if I knew some characteristics about what this was made out of, I could probably determine how long it would take until failure like this. Now, I don't want to, but I know that I can if I need to. I don't like doing the math, but I like knowing the math. Alright, I'll have to wait to finish this because it looks like the SREP is going to get to the periapsis before I do.
What's up, Jesse? Do you think the SREP is going to get to the periapsis before I do? Do you? Do you?
Okay, he's begging for attention. Hold on.
Yeah.
So, when all is said and done, we should have 7 things in low Eve orbit. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's the 7th one. Okay, yeah, so we didn't forget anything. I did forget to start this burn, though. I'm going to blame that one on Jesse.
This ship has a lot of engines. It's fine, Here you
go. Yep, that'll work. I am going to circularize periapsis over there, and I need to do that with the other one as well. And then I need to do it with the other thing. That was a really close pass with the secret thing. It's going the wrong way because I can't count, I guess. And that's close enough. And then what's the other one? It was the ascent vehicle that was in the weird orbit. I'm so glad that I didn't keep the Thud engines on here, because that would have been brutal. This is already a brutal amount of engine burning. The Thuds would have just made it so much worse. I'm going to run out of fuel before I'm circularized, but that's fine, because I have the rest of the vehicle here, and I was going to use its fuel to land anyway. And avoid needing a heat shield. So if I undock this, say goodbye to this thing, and fire up the engines. Right? Please tell me that I do have to manually reactivate all 12 engines. Yeah, Jesse. I know.
You're a good boy.
At this point, I'm going to wait another orbit because it took me so long to activate those. And there we go. And in orbit. So now there's one other thing I think that's still in a weird orbit. That's the... Oh no, that's just the refueler that we don't need. That's empty. It was the past stage of this. So now it's just the ScanSat. And then everything for this window is in the Eve orbit. We can land everything, take care of everything, and then the next transfer window, we'll send the crew and actually perform the mission for real. And ScanSat insertion burn. And there we go. Pretty circular orbit. Jesse's sitting on my hand. I can't click. I can't move the mouse. Who needs the mouse anyway? Oh, the cat's captured the mouse. Okay, so now, if we're at the right altitude, if we're on the right altitude, we should be able to deploy the scanner and start scanning. If not, we might need to go lower. Perform orbital survey. Orbital survey. And there we are. Now, I forget exactly where we plan to land, but it looks like there's a decent amount of ore over here where we plan to land, and there's an okay amount over here where we also plan to land. I think that's a good place to cut off the episode, because pretty much everything's in orbit and ready to go. And I land it, but I don't remember the landing site. I'll have to go and watch the early episodes again to remember which one of those markers was the one I chose. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Ultimate Steve, out.